Rob Grimes with the IFPTA, and I'm at Timekettle, which is one of the booths that I talked about that I wanted to come see when I came to CES this year, because I think voice translation is going to be one of those hot things. Now, I've covered it for a number of years, but they have a number of different devices here. So they have the older models here, but these older models, when I reported on voice translation before at CES, had to go through your cell phone. So now they're showing a translator device, and they all are doing 40 languages. Now this device, in fact, and let me see if I can get it right, there we go, has two headsets on it. And what you would do is one person puts a headset on one side, the other puts a headset on the other side, and there's simultaneous translation as you go ahead and you select your languages on the screen. It's a standalone device. So I want you to think about this a little bit. If I'm working in a restaurant, I'm on the front counter, or I'm in the drive-thru, I technically could go ahead and use it this way. Now, I did ask them about voice over IP. So one of the things about voice over IP that I could see is because it has its own phone number that's attached to it, not a phone number, but its own ID on it, you can actually talk to somebody, but they have to have the device on the other side in order to do simultaneous translation over a distance. So one person's in China, one person's in the US, they can do that. Now, I see that as being very interesting because that allows you to go ahead and streamline and consolidate and centralize your customer service globally in a single place that gives the correct information, but in multi-language. Okay, now here's the downside, or maybe here's the future to it. So of course what I want to know is, why do I have to have two devices? Because in reality, what I really want to do is I want to just plug this in on one side, go ahead and go voice over IP on it, and let it go ahead and take the input coming in over the IP, it translates it, puts it on my headset, and then sends it back out, because they shouldn't have to have a headset on the other side. I think that's going to be the future on this piece. Very interesting technology. It is one of the things that I was looking for at CES this year, because I think that we're in such an international industry that we need to do this, but with the labor, with all of the different challenges that we have, the ability to give out single proper information to take orders simultaneously, globally and worldwide makes a difference. A device like this may be the answer to that as we go future. So I'm going to follow this one and see where it turns up in the future. So a few more thoughts as it relates to this particular product. I just learned that they're actually being used by Honeygrow in the US. They're being used in the kitchen. Now, we know that we have different languages being used in the kitchen, so it might not just be the drive-through and things. That's actually really great. It's also really great to do instructional, especially if you want to bring people in, again, to have that automatic translation. It's instantaneous. You know, we talk about point of sale systems that are conversational, and you know, we're talking about taking orders on the fly. This really would allow us to do it, especially if we start to go ahead and we layer on top the voice generated AI that can go ahead and translate that into text, showing it up on kitchen display monitors. I mean, I can just start to think about how that works, because it's instantaneous on the fly translation. Already being used or being tried in the US, and I think we're going to see more of this as we go along.